given the honor of toasting the happy couple. First of all, welcome to everybody here. It's very nice to obviously have all the close family and friends here. And I know it means a lot to Ben and Courtney, and I'm sure they'll say more about that as the evening goes on. From our side, just to start with, obviously, to start with Courtney. I think most of you here, or half of you here, probably have known Courtney for many years. The other half have got to know her in the UK. You all know that she has a very vibrant, fairly noisy presence. And we love her for it. When she enters the room, when she all of a sudden lights things up, and when she leaves, it feels like something's missing. We were fortunate to have many years of that in our house, and a lot of her friends here have obviously been part of that. But there's a depth to Courtney that a lot of people never really saw. And it's the part that Ben, I have no doubt, recognized in her. She's got a strength of character that is admirable. And it started off from a young age. When I don't think she was even 3 yet, Dominic had a very close friend who came round to the house and was bullying him. And without saying anything, Courtney walked up to him, clawed him, and gave the kid a look and walked away again. And he never bullied Dom again. So she's very much a protective lioness. She then obviously went through all her ballet dancing. I saw many leading foot. And it took a lot of hard work and courage and dedication to get through all of the years of dancing. She left her school that she was at in Durban and went into another school because she wanted to do drama. Within a year, she was made a prefect at the school. So they obviously also saw the depth in her character and realized that she was somebody they could use to mentor others. My mother went through cancer, and Courtney was there with me. Tanya unfortunately had to go into hospital during that process when my mother went through a very bad bout. And we had a nasty thing to do to help my mother that a son really battled to do. And part of that was changing nappies, and unfortunately, sorry to say this, one of those was an enema. And the nurse looked at us and said, "Look, we don't have the staff to do this." And Courtney just said, "Dad, don't worry, I've got it." And she was 17 years old, and it was with her grandmother. And to me, it was just to see that in a 17-year-old who was in the middle of her final exam in matric, to go through that and still get distinctions for a large number of her subjects. I'm proud of all my children, and I can say that I'm a really proud father. To add to this, she went on to do a university degree, which she passed very well. And then one day came and said she's going to England with £65 in her pocket. And off she went. And again, I look at going away on overseas with work and our stress and worry, and yet she just decided to pick up her life and move overseas. So Ben, you have a courageous, strong woman at your side, and I have no doubt you've seen that. To add to this now, she has chosen a man who we didn't really know, obviously. Who she met at a New Year's Eve party, which was a concert. And being the birthday boy, I believe he had to fight to pull her away from other sisters and Omar. And we've got to know Ben over the years, a lot of it on Skype, and he's just has this presence, and it's something that I can't put my finger on it, but he is somebody I'm very proud to call son. I have a special man in my life, my Yoda, who is here in front of me. And Mickey has obviously been I've worked together with Mickey for a long time, but he's become a lot more than that to me. And he's got this ability to read people in a way that most others can't. And he was fortunate to meet Ben before me. And we had a telephone call shortly after that. And he said, "Your daughter's met the right man." Ben has an amazing ability to calm Courtney down. We've tried medication, we've tried many different ways, tried to get her to dance herself tired. It didn't work. But Ben, you just have a calming effect on Courtney.
Well done, Ben.
And every person who has met Ben has said that Courtney has met a wonderful man. He's got a depth of character that equals Courtney's. And in his own quiet way, as I said, that presence which is unexplainable is actually an energy that exudes from him. And he's able to hold a presence in a room with Courtney, which is also very difficult. And yet be noticed. So I can say that I am today very proud to have given my daughter to a man of your stature, who I know that will look after Courtney in a way that probably we couldn't have going into these years of her life. So if I can give you some advice that was given to us at our wedding, and 27 years later we're still here. We were told that those who stay together, those who pray together, stay together. And that was it's been the foundation of our marriage and the foundation of our family, and it's a very important factor that I believe has helped us through many difficult times. So, to Ben and Courtney.
Drinking in this, so please make sure your glasses are charged. We've also got so many people to thank that we're trying to cover everybody, so just bear with us as we work through the list. So, to open with, I'd like to ask you to forgive me as I get a little self-indulgent. As we've said, this is probably the last time I have the ability to speak for both of us without interruption or correction or chastisement from my wife. Probably. When Courtney accepted my proposal, I'm not sure either she or I had any idea of what we let ourselves in for, let alone what we put you all through either. However, our last trip here last year confirmed that the place to have our wedding was in South Africa, Courtney's motherland. Committing to this, we were both acutely aware that that would mean we wouldn't be able to have all of our friends, all of our family from the UK here with us. The cost, the time, the distance are all so prohibitive. So my first toast is going to be to raise a glass to absent friends and family. It's been truly humbling and beautiful that so many of you have travelled so far to be a part of this. And the love and support we have had all the way from everyone has been astounding. Thank you all for choosing to share today with us. And thank you for the cards, the gifts, but most importantly, thank you for all the love and the support. The next part of my speech is to try and thank everyone who has been involved in the wedding. To do this, though, would mean naming everyone in this room, and none of us want to sit through that, I doubt. So just bear with me while I thank a few of us. Firstly, Greg and Tanya. We first met in person a year ago. We've had numerous Skype chats, and actually I think it was only on my third date with Courtney at her house that she called to talk to Tanya, and then decided to go and make a cup of tea, leaving me on Skype with Tanya, making small talk. I'm sure that was part of the plan, but I wasn't aware of that until there. But meeting you guys has meant getting to know Courtney better. All the qualities that you talk about being a part of her strength, her devotion, love, acceptance, all stem from both of her parents, along with her hard-nosed stubbornness. So I want you to thank you for accepting me into the family so readily and for giving me the greatest given privilege you could, your daughter. Dad and Mum, bear with me while I'm swinging. Well, here we are. I finally found somebody short-sighted enough that she agreed to marry this kid of yours. I guess this means the end of buying guitars, random trips to America, but thank you so much for all of your encouragement and support through all the years. And I'm looking forward to living through the next stage with you all. So Dad, Mum and Phil, by our sides. I'm going to skip that because we're going to do that afterwards. But yeah, so I'd like to ask you to just raise your glasses, and we're just going to toast to parents. So, to the parents. I'm sure we can all agree the bridesmaids look lovely. And a massive thank you from each of us to each of you. You've come through in such a massive way that there is no way we could have achieved any of this without you. It's meant so much to know we've had you, such a valuable team behind us in organising today. But a particular thank you has to go to Lee. Today couldn't be happening without Lee. All of the effort she's put in behind the scenes to be organising us, the families, the bridesmaids, the hen parties. I could go on and on because you've had a hard hand in just about every aspect of this wedding. And I'm sure you've probably wanted a hand around my throat at times as well. But thank you for your restraint. And I'd like to toast the bridesmaids. To the bridesmaids. So then on to the guys in purple. That's my groomsmen. You guys have been handpicked as the best of the best. The selection criteria was high. But the selection criteria was high. We needed equal parts loyalty, strength, and good looks. Thank you all for the hard work again you've put into helping today happen in the way that it has. And I want to honour each of you and raise a glass to you, to my groomsmen. The groomsmen. I'd like to quickly just thank all the other people working in support of today. And these probably just going to try and rattle through. So that's Ange and Alan and all the staff at Blue Haze. Thank you for all of your support, logistics. And of course, yeah, Courtney as well, yeah, and Courtney, absolutely. Auntie Lorraine, each time we had a WhatsApp or a message from you, we were just blown away with the creativity and the effort that you've put into everything you've had a hand in on this. Thank you so, so much from both of us. And then Carol. Carol. What can I say? From the first time I met you, you've done nothing but extend love and support. Thank you so much for taking on the role of MC, but most importantly, thank you for the unboundless love you have for Courtney and have extended to embrace me. There's Amaris, Janita, Graham, Justine, thank you so much for capturing everything on today as well. Thank you for all your hard work. I know it's a slog, so thanks for sticking with us. Wesley, thanks for everything again you've helped with, from organising lights, people, traffic. You've had a hand in, again, so many things. You've just been a go-to guy, so thanks so much. And also, you had your 21st this week as well, so you've managed to... Thank you. I'm sure we can all agree, sorry we're rattling through these, that Courtney's dress is stunning. And that is all down to the effort of our good friend Vicky. Thank you so much. Michaela also had a hand in that, sourcing the material. Working across continents isn't easy, but you made it really simple for us, so thank you as well. Thanks, Kayla. David, where's David? There he is. Dude, the effort this young man has put into the choir, the band, I don't think if he'd known what was involved in it all, he would have taken it on. But we're here and it's been awesome, so thank you so much, David. Thank you. So today has always been a truly special day in our family as well. Some of you may have just picked up along the way that it's my grandfather's birthday today. What some of you may not know is that it was also my grandmother's birthday on the same day, his wife. We've picked the strelitzias as a kind of a remembrance of her as well. It was her favourite flower. She was from Kenya growing up. And she sadly passed 20 years ago. But today's a good day. And so if you'd all just join me in singing happy birthday to my granddad. Oh, I'm going to lose it. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brian. Happy birthday to you. Hey! Hey! So if that didn't finish me off, I now get to the end of my speech. And to my beautiful bride, Courtney. Shall I give you a moment?
Important person in my life. Everything for me has changed since that day we showed up at my house, not believing it was my birthday. The first thing that stood out about you was that you would talk to anyone at length. But the acceptance you have of people is one of your most beautiful qualities. Then we started dating, and you told me you didn't believe in love or marriage. Well, I'm glad I could change your mind at least. So we've been in love for some time, and now we're married. I can't believe how fortunate I am to have such a funny, intelligent, beautiful, strong woman align herself with me. And I get to spend the rest of my life.
How fortunate.
I love you forever and a day, with all my heart, to the moon and back. So if you'd all stand with me, I'd like to raise a glass to my bride, to Courtney. Right, so finally, and I have to end on a sad note. My best man, Dan, is about to speak. But I just have to let you all know he was recently involved in a really nasty accident that hit his head. Interestingly, his accent changed to American. And unfortunately, the words he uses get muddled up, and his memory is shot. So if you can just humour him, for our sakes, we can get through this. Trying to laugh with him and not at him, and I'm sure everything else will be fine. So here's to Dan.
You have heard at the table, making sure that we had proper diversity amongst this table. As you can tell, I am American Dan, as opposed to British Dan. Unfortunately, I had to remove British Dan from his best man duties in order to be here today. But I'm happy that I got the upgrade, and here I am. So thank you guys. For those of you who are British, I'd like to say that I have spent enough time in the UK at this point in my life that my own government denies me the ability to give blood because I might have mad cow. So the only response that I really have that at this point is moo. So if I start mooing, a lot. It's the British side of me. For those of you who don't know me, but many of you actually do, I had the joy of meeting many of you last year on a trip to South Africa. again, catching up with you this year. Those of you from the UK, I've known some of you for a while now. Ben and I actually go back last 15 years, which is a really long time, considering it's half of our lives. We met when this group of happy, clappy, evangelical Christian teenagers descended upon East London. Slightly terrifying, all of the neighbors, but there nonetheless. I can't exactly say that if you were to ask Ben and I 15 years ago, where would we be at right now, that we'd say we would be standing here today. I can't imagine Ben would be marrying a South African, that I'd be married to an Australian. Let alone the fact that if you were to envision us 15 years ago, I had blonde highlights in my hair and liked to sing and dance to Estcourt 7 and Spice Girls. And Ben wore a long trench coat and had hair down to here. And in case anybody has a really difficult time really imagining what we looked at that point, we weren't able to put it on the PowerPoint. However, I ensured that I brought many a photo of me and Ben. So if you have a chance at any point tonight, please come see me, because I have lots of photos of Ben with incredibly long hair. At least he's smiling in these photos, because Ben, I mean, you know him now, lots of tattoos and everything. He shaved his beard for us tonight, which is fantastic. It's gone from, the top of his head down to the bottom of his face, and then back, then go, we kind of try to even it out over time. Ben, unfortunately, was a bit misunderstood, I think, most of his teenage years. I don't know if it was the long, dark, black hair, dark complexion, or even the long, black trench coat. But Ben actually isn't. What's that? The army boots, yeah, it could kind of set Ben off, from everybody else. But a bit imposing, a bit goth, this guy can't be nice. There's no way, shape, or form. Which kind of, doesn't really give us a good idea of who Ben is. However, I am told that at one point an old lady fell down in the street and Ben went to go help her up, and she thought she was being mugged. And she screamed, "No, please help me, silly." So Ben's good looks have changed over the years. He did develop, out of his army and goth style. Though, at one point, he did visit New York City, and on his trip to New York City, he was labeled by a New York City bus driver as the most beautiful man they have ever seen. And having lived in New York City for a very long time, I can tell you bus drivers have a very high bar of what qualifies as the most beautiful man. They see a lot of people in their day job, so to the most beautiful man, absolutely. The last 15 years has kind of been a mishmash, but I will say this. Ben and I haven't really actually lived in the same place, but our lives have interwoven a lot. I know Greg brought out faith, praying as a part of it, and I know without God in our lives, we really wouldn't be where we are at today. But I can say that in such a beautiful way, Ben, his entire family, our lives have crossed paths for the last 15 years in some of those beautiful ways. I think it was really represented today, today's service. I don't know about you guys, but it was absolutely beautiful and stunning. And the most amazing thing is the landscape doesn't even do justice, I think, to the beauty that is your relationship. It's been absolutely fantastic getting to know Courtney. We really weren't sure why she chose Ben. We're still kind of wondering today, though clearly there are others who see things in Ben like we do. And when I was gathering all the different kind of feedback from some of the people who couldn't be here today in the States, they did say the biggest thing about Ben was Ben is very disarming. It's his smile. It's his character. It's who he is. It's the fact that he's not judgmental, and that he's sweet and kind to almost anyone. And it's kind of, it's kind of funny and ironic at some times. Because, yes, with the long black trench coat and the long black hair. Couldn't really see that all the time, but that's really been the thing that's kind of kept you going, and the stability throughout all of your relationships. And I think Courtney's really, really lucky and special to have somebody like that, who clearly, as your dad says, calms you down a lot. The other thing that we wanted to mention as well, the aspect of music in Ben's life. I was hoping that Ben would give us a rendition of something tonight, so maybe at some point we can ask you. Yes, sing, karaoke, maybe? No? Yes, Ben has been confused for Freddie Mercury, but I was actually told by your father today that there is a real blood link between you. Yes, is this true? Kind of. Kind of? Yeah, we kind of made this up. No? Is that right? No? Extended relative? Close enough. So yes. So we know that you're a rock star, and we know that you guys will be rock stars. And that's a really most important thing. So I have no idea what the next 15 years will bring. I know that it's completely surprising to us where we are today, but I actually think surprising in the most beautiful way possible. I'm so happy to be a part of your lives, and I'm so thankful that you've allowed me to be a part of that story. I'm thankful for modern technology and being able to Skype with you from any part of the world, whether it be Australia, the US, here, and actually spend so much time getting to know you and your lovely family. So just ask that everyone join me, raise your glass, and like to say a toast to Ben and Courtney, to a long marriage. Ben and Courtney.